Hey guys, this is Jonathan from January Productions, back with another video, and you may have noticed that this is actually called a 46 challenge, so yes, it actually is a movie review. Now, I know, gosh, when was that? It was a while back. I said that I was going to stop doing movie reviews for a while, and see how I'm already lying to you guys? It doesn't take very long with me. But in all seriousness, this was a special one, and I felt like I had a couple of things that I wanted to say about it. Now, this was a new movie, which usually means an episode of Our 3 Cents, but Michael just didn't completely feel up to doing the review tonight, and I think I just had more to say about it than he did. So here I am. I'm going to try to keep this short. I don't want to ruin too much, but anyway, tonight we went to go see X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, I am a huge fan of the X-Men movies. As you may have heard me say in other reviews, I am not a comic book reader, although I'm actually trying to start on some stuff. Dealing with that, I'm trying to start on some comic books. I'm just waiting for them to come in. But I am a big fan of the X-Men movies. We have all of them here, as you can see. Well, we have 5. We're missing the new Wolverine movie because I refuse to pay $20 for a movie. We never have. Now, I love these. This was actually the first one that I actually got a chance to see in the theater, which was nice. I'm even a fan of the one that everybody says is abysmal, X-Men The Last Stand. Now, is it bad? I wouldn't say bad. I think the major problem with this movie was that it was a lot of wasted potential. They had some really good ideas for storylines, but they didn't follow through with them very well. And I'm getting off topic already. I'm like 2 minutes into this video. I'm already getting off topic. Man, I'm bad. But anyway, Days of Future Past. This was an incredibly ambitious project by 20th Century Fox. Somebody came in and said, hey, I've got an idea for an X-Men storyline. And it's from comic books. And at this time, First Class had already come out. So there are 2 different X-Men franchises going on at the same time. 2 different casts for a lot of the same characters. And then there's also the Wolverine side story that's being thrown in. But that one didn't matter as much because it's still Hugh Jackman. But they decided to create one storyline that encompasses all 6 movies that had already come out. Everything was canon for this one movie, and somehow they made that work. 2 casts, 2 different casts, a already very much established story, and an established story that doesn't make a lot of sense if you factor in the 3rd one. There's so many things that don't make sense with that because of everything that happens in number 3. But he made it work. They made it work. This movie was amazing. This got me excited for X-Men movies again. I haven't been this excited for an X-Men movie probably since number 2. Number 2, I would say, is the top. It's the granddaddy of all of them. First Class was great. First Class was excellent. We actually watched it today before we went. I love X-Men First Class, but it didn't quite hold the same sense of excitement and wonder for me as number 2 did. and that's why I hold it in such high regard. This one brought all that back. It is huge. It's epic in scope. It's sweeping, and performances are just, I mean, everybody knocks the performances out of the park. And Michael Fassbender especially knocks his out of the park. And that's a little inside joke if you've seen the movie. But anyway, the storyline is, I thought that the storyline was going to be a lot more confusing than it was. It's actually most important that you have seen X-Men First Class before you go see this. That is the most important thing, because you're dealing with the younger generation throughout most of the movie. You're dealing with young Professor X, young Magneto, and young Mystique, with the introduction of some new characters that are great. That's actually one of the few small issues that I had with the movie, was one of the new characters that they introduced is Quicksilver. And he is only in it for a very short amount of time, maybe 10, 15 minutes tops. But it's so awesome, and I was very disappointed that he wasn't in it more. I hope that he is somebody that they will bring back again for another movie and give him a much bigger part. Now, one of the big controversies that happened a while back was that it was announced that both Joss Whedon and 20th Century Fox were going to be using Quicksilver. So he was going to be in this X-Men movie first, and he was also going to be in the new Avengers movie. Now, obviously, they got two different people to play it. Evan Peters played it in this one. Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing it in the Avengers. Now, I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I thought he was fantastic in Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2, and he was great in Godzilla. And I know he's going to be great as this character in Avengers, but I know he's going to play it a lot differently, too. He's probably going to play it a little bit more seriously. Evan Peters just played it as a joke. He had fun with it, and that's what made it work. His character was a smartass. And Joss Whedon is not allowed, this is his thing, he is not allowed to say that Quicksilver is a mutant, and he cannot mention that Magneto is Quicksilver's father. Those were his rules that he got. Now, this movie could have gotten away with saying all that. I mean, obviously they say he's a mutant, but they could have gotten away with saying that Magneto is his father. They didn't. They, again, played it as a joke, as an in-joke more than anything. You would have to know that to get the reference that they throw in. It's very fleeting, and it was one of the funniest moments in the movie, for me. Quicksilver and young Magneto are standing in an elevator talking after Quicksilver has just broken him out of prison, and he just turns to him and says, "So, you can bend metal, huh? My mom knew a guy that could do that once." That's it. Cracked me up. I guess I don't really have a whole lot to say about this, because I don't want to talk about the story too much, because I don't want to give away any spoilers for this. Two more things I would like to mention real quick, though. Number one, during X-Men First Class, I wasn't totally on board with the idea of James McAvoy as a young Professor X, but oh my god, he was amazing in this. Just such a powerful and great performance. And there is one particular scene where he actually has a conversation with Patrick Stewart, and that is one of the most powerful scenes that I've probably ever seen in a comic book movie, period. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. And the other thing that I want to say before I sign off on this is, you've probably heard me and my brother make jokes before that certain movies don't exist. Now, that's just something we say when we deem a movie so bad that we don't even want to think about it anymore. Now, a lot of people have said that very same statement for this movie right here, X-Men: The Last Stand, and I've already given you my thoughts on it. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it could have been better. Apparently Bryan Singer thought it was terrible enough that he wanted that movie erased from the X-Men movie franchise, and by the time Days of Future Past is over, it has been. Now, I don't completely know how everything works at the end. I don't know what's still considered canon and what's not, because it's a time travel movie, so things change. Things have changed. But one thing is very much for certain by the end of it: this movie didn't exist. It has no longer happened in the X-Men movie franchise timeline. This movie is over here. These movies are over here. Not part of it. Everything changes back. So, all said, fantastic movie. I highly recommend seeing it. Again, you really don't need to know, if you know even the most basic setups and premises of the original X-Men movies, and then have seen First Class, you're going to know enough to be able to go into it. You're not going to be confused. So, 2 thumbs up, very good movie. Also, Peter Dinklage, amazing in this. Really great job. But anyway, I'm running a lot longer than I wanted to with this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.